Hey guys, welcome back. In this Blender video, we'll be modeling a mechanical flange. This is a good shape to practice modeling and improve your skills, and it's perfect for learning clean modeling techniques with proper topology. So without wasting any time, let's jump right in. First, let's add a circle. Then, here in the operator panel, make it 64 vertices, because before when I used 32 vertices, it created pinching. And there were 6 edges joining at a vertex on a slope, which is bad, so we'll go with 64 vertices. Now switch to front view, select this edge, and extrude it upward. While you're extruding, hold Control. This snaps the extrusion to the grid, which helps keep the faces clean and perfectly square. Up here, just make sure increment or grid snapping is enabled. Then press Shift-R to repeat the extrusion. Next, select this bottom edge and extrude it inward. And while doing that, take a look at the reference image and adjust the middle circle to match it accurately. Now we'll add a mirror modifier. So first, go to Top View, select the side geometry, and delete it. Then head over to the Modifiers tab, add a mirror modifier, choose the correct axis to mirror on, and make sure to enable clipping so everything snaps together cleanly in the center. Now we'll cut this side part to add a hole. So to do that, over here, select this middle vertex, then press Shift-S, cursor to selected. This will bring the 3D cursor exactly to that vertex, which helps place the new object accurately. Now add a cylinder, and here make sure it has 32 vertices. That's half of 64. For now, turn off the mirror modifier so we can work on this side without interference. Then select the top face, and in the snapping option, set the snapping type to vertex. Now move this face and snap it to this vertex on the edge. This helps position it precisely, so the cut will be accurate. Next, select the full cylinder, go to Top View and press Shift-Z. This lets you scale only on the X and Y axes. Adjust the size of the cylinder and try to fit it nicely for a clean, accurate cut. Here, make sure these vertices are sitting right on this edge. Once that's done, press P, separate by selection, to separate the cylinder. Now we'll add a Boolean modifier to cut this part, but this time we'll use the Bool tool add-on. You'll find it over here on the side. If you don't have it enabled, go to Preferences, then open the Add-ons tab and enable Bool tool from here. If you still don't see it, go to the Extensions tab, search for Bool tool, install it, and make sure it's enabled. Now, select this cylinder. This will be the object we use to cut. Then select the mesh we want to cut. To access Bool tool quickly, press Ctrl-Shift-B. This will bring up the Bool tool options. If we choose difference, it will cut this part and apply the modifier immediately. If we choose the other difference option, we keep control over the modifier so we can adjust the cut if needed. Now here you can see if we scale the cylinder, we can easily adjust the size of the hole. Once everything looks good, apply the Boolean modifier, and then hide the cylinder. Now we'll clean up this part, and here you can see the spacing on the inner circle is 2 less, while the outer circle spacing is wider, so we need to reduce the number of vertices on the inner circle. Select every alternate edge here and dissolve them. This keeps the mesh density even, so the subdivision modifier works the same everywhere, giving a consistent, clean result all around, instead of being smooth on the inside and rough on the outside. So we have reduced the vertices. Now we'll merge and remove unnecessary vertices, so select this, and here make sure Auto Merge is turned on. Then slide and merge these vertices, and merge in the other areas as well. Here we need to add cuts to join this. So first, count how many loop cuts we need. We need 5. So add 5 cuts here. Now join these vertices. Then use the knife tool to add a cut here. And merge these vertices here. Now this part is fine. Select these edges and use Loop Tool's space. This keeps the spacing of the vertices even. Now we want to flip this side onto the other side. So to do that, place the 3D cursor on this middle vertex. Then up here, set the pivot point to 3D cursor. Now everything will transform from the 3D cursor. Select this side part and delete it. Now select this mesh, duplicate it, and press SY-1. This flips the mesh to the other side. Then rotate it on the Z-axis, 90 degrees. Now this part is flipped and mirrored on the other side. Now we'll make this side part curved, so first apply the mirror modifier so we can directly edit the full geometry. Then select this bottom part, and up here set the pivot point back to median point, otherwise it would scale from the 3D cursor. Now turn on proportional editing. This lets the transformation affect nearby geometry smoothly, instead of only the selected part. Make sure the fall-off type is set to sharp, scale this part inward, and while scaling, use the mouse wheel to adjust the fall-off. This way we add a slight curve while keeping the rest of the mesh clean and under control. Now we'll add a hole over here, so select these faces over here, then inset it inward slightly. Now use Loop Tool's circle. This turns the shape into a clean circle, then scale it, move it, and place the circle nicely where we want the hole. Then delete the faces. Now we need to mirror this hole on every side. We could use the spin tool for that, but instead we'll rotate this mesh by 45 degrees. This makes mirroring much easier. Now we can delete the side parts and add a mirror modifier. But before mirroring, we'll add thickness to this mesh. So first select the full mesh, press Shift-N to recalculate the normals, and also apply the scale so everything behaves correctly. Now add a solidify modifier. This adds thickness to the mesh. Adjust the thickness value here, and enable even thickness, so the thickness stays consistent all around. Once that looks good, apply the modifier. Now, as you can see in the reference, this part is extruded upward, so here's how to do that. First, select this edge and bevel it. Here, set the shape to a full one. This keeps the border sharp instead of rounded. Turn on clamping. This keeps the bevel inside the boundary, otherwise it will go outside the boundary area. Now select these top faces and extrude them upward. Make sure this part is extruded nicely. Then delete these faces. Select this edge and extrude it inward. Then select both of these edges and extrude them upward. Now go over here and choose Bridge Edge Loops. This connects and fills this section cleanly. Then add 2 loop cuts here. Here, dissolve this edge. And over here, also add loop cuts and make sure the faces look nice and square. At the bottom, add 2 loop cuts and add loop cuts inside too. Now we'll add the mirror modifier, so go to Top View, select the side parts, and delete them. Then add a mirror modifier, choose the correct axis, and turn on clipping. If you notice one side didn't mirror, so what can be the reason? It's nothing. Just apply the rotation by pressing Ctrl A and apply rotation, and now it mirrors correctly. Now we'll bevel all the sharp border edges to select them faster. Select any sharp edge, go over here, and choose Sharp Edges. This selects all the sharp edges at once. Make sure these edges are selected as well, or else an arc will be created. Once everything is selected, press Ctrl B to bevel. Over here, choose Arc, so it looks something like this in the corners. Now select and join this arc part like this. Finally, add a subdivision modifier. And also shade smooth the object. Turn on cavity shading over here. Now this part is nicely modeled. The shape looks clean, the topology is nice and even, and everything is flowing correctly. Over here, you can see 6 edges joining at a single vertex, but it's totally fine because this is a flat surface, not a curved or rounded area, so it won't create any problems. All right, that's it for this one. We're done modeling this shape. In the next video, we'll be modeling this shape, so make sure to stay tuned for that. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and drop a comment below with your feedback. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.